I'm Johnny Scoble, guys. This is Chase the Heat. We're doing a live stream, people. Just do a couple quick adjustments before we get going. Be with everybody in just a flash. Hang on just a minute, people. Give everybody hellos in just a second here. Something I probably should have done a minute ago. It'll take me just a minute. Appreciate all of you guys joining me. We had fun last night on the live stream, so I thought, you know what? We're going to do that again. So that's what we're doing right now, people. So what we're going to do is we're going to do question and answer. I'm going to eat some spicy jerky because it's just that good. All right, so let's see who's with us. We have Mr. Wolf. You know what? I'm so glad you emailed me at chasey@gmail.com. I email you back after the show's over. Dizzy Dragon, Brian Nim, good to see you. Dennis, good to see you. Jim, good to see you. Mr. Dan A. Holland, or is that Dana Holland? I'm a moron. That's what it is. Dana, Mr. Dana Holland. Great friend of mine from high school named Dana. Iceman, good to see you. Ginger Beast. It's free. December Nights, guys. Looking great with that bus by your name. I want to say a quick shout out before we get going to all the new bus riders. It was not a scary number, so I want to read them all real quick here. Jenny B, 138. Joey just got on the bus. That's awesome. Thank you. Charles McClellan, Tugardo, Lord Kissfreak, Robbie Robertson, Druvy, John Estestad. We've got Invader Graham. A lot of these people are going to be in the chat tonight. Uncle Bullcow, I see you right now. Thank you, bro. On the bus, love the name. Harvest 912, Tag and Kit. My friend Jeff Remmert. Tom Broom, you madman. Good to see you, brother. Buddha Davis, Chad Matthews, Brandon Bond, Charlie Mullins. I see you already, brother. Love you, dude. December Nights, guys, in the house. Alan Ballantyne, Militant Vegan, Scott Banta, Ragdoll Racing, Wilder Napalm, Tristan Ankrum, Bizzle 636, Barella, Anthony Ivy, Brandon Breeding, and Joe Smith, and AKA Heather Joy. So thank you for all guys with a bus pass. What's today? Tomorrow's Thursday. This Friday is part 2, session 2. If you're paying attention for me telling my story. So I'm going to go through questions here. Listen, real quick. I missed a bunch of questions. I'm trying, they fly fast. I'll try to get to everybody. If I miss your question, I'm really sorry. I don't do it on purpose. Charles McClellan. Good evening, Johnny, and all the bus riders. I'm so glad that you announced that you'd be doing this, so not miss anything. I'm glad to be a part of this family. Thank you, Charles. You know what? It's a pretty special thing, especially if you stack it with over the internet. If you look at what the internet is, just really, it's just kind of a seedy, ugly, grimy place. And there's a beautiful thing here with a lot of love and a lot of great people sharing cool stuff. So it's beautiful. I'm very thankful for it. I saw something. How do you sign up to be on the bus? Ginger Beast, if you're on your laptop or a tablet, there's a little tab on the bottom, right to the right of the icon of the channel, says join. That's it. It's $4.99 a month. For that, you get, today is the 1 month mark. And I uploaded 13 videos in the first month. 2 were challenges, 2 were preps, 2 or 3 aftermaths. So stuff that you're not going to see the main stuff. And I'm telling a story, my life story. I wrote a book, but it's a book that started. It tells the whole story, but it kind of stopped when I was 20 years ago. So much happened in the last 20 years. So I'm kind of telling the whole story. So if you want that, it's available. I don't think anyone's disappointed yet. Okay, sorry. I'm going to keep up with everybody here. Storytime, Uncle Bill. Dude, it's good to see you on the lifeboat, man. It was awesome. Dollar Silver. I was eating some 7-Pot Primo candies and thought that the third one, but didn't work. Oh well, but try again. It was a great experience. Really enjoyed that feeling. You know, Dollar Silver, it's one of those things. You either like that or you don't. You know, some people will eat something hot and go, "Whoa, never do that again." Other people will do it and just go like, "Man, I need more of that." Charles McClellan ordered your first tube of terror. None of them have gone yet. We are shipping, receiving person. Christina, she's wonderful. I love her. She's sick with the flu. Bad. Not the the, the scary one, just the flu. But so everything's going out tomorrow. So it'll be signed, I promise. Endorphin rush with candies. Yeah. Listen, you know, I've had endorphin rush from so many crazy things. I've had endorphin rush just from pain, you know. You know, I broke my leg skiing on Thanksgiving Day when I was 13. And I fell and it twisted. I could feel the pressure and I could feel it snap. And the endorphin rush I got from that was insane, you know. So I didn't hurt at all after it broke it. I was laying there. I was fine. My dad was a wreck. He said he heard it, you know. But so endorphins can come from a lot of places, man. Thank you, Charlie. A lot of extra great content on the bus pass. Definitely stuff you won't see. I don't even know why I did. It's interesting. It has nothing to do with the money. It really isn't. There's 29 of us. So it's easier to, I don't know why, but in my head, it's easier to kind of do and say stuff where I know that 29 people are seeing it. I don't know. I don't know. There's something to that. It definitely is. Charles McClellan, everybody, please give a shout out to the Spice Climber. Jonathan, you guys know Jonathan Scosby. Love the guy. If you've ever seen any of my the gross videos with the surstroming, the Carl, the rotten fit shark, all that came from my friend Jonathan, the Spice Climber. You've heard me talk on the channel a lot. He hurt himself. He's trying to go back to work after his horrible accident. He could definitely use everybody's love and support and prayers and good wishes and positive vibes, all that stuff. He's a great guy, and he really hurt himself. You know, he works in trees, man. So, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for reminding me. Charles McClellan, I really enjoyed your first story. Waiting for the next one. You know, it's just going to get crazier. Corey, good to see you, dude. The next Lennon, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Kevin Ayala, good to see you. What's your favorite hot sauce at the moment? You know what? I'm so bad with this. It's so hard for me always to do that. I'm looking around what sauce is close to me. This is why I've said, I'm not trying to duck your question, Kevin. This is really the truth. I'm going to take off all the questions where I left off. So, Kevin, I'll come to you, Nemesis, in just a second. I've been saying this for 7 years, and this really is the truth with me. It makes me think of the song, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. If you can't have the sauce that you want, love the sauce you got. Here's how I do it. I have a couple hundred bottles of sauce here. If I'm cooking something, I'll look over what I've got. And I swear to you, it's like they talk to me. It's like, over here. I'm like, there's the one. I'll pick it up, and there's my sauce. If I look at it long enough and I can't find a sauce, I usually go with powder. But usually I can find a sauce. And in that moment, that's my favorite sauce. I know I'm ducking your question, but any favorite Canadian hot sauces? You know what? What's the name? Give me a second. I can see their tags, all their stickers on my refrigerator. Couple good. Well, there's yeah. Give me a minute. You put me on the spot. I definitely have some Canadian ones. It'll come to me as I'm talking. I'm just wired different. I got issues, Adam Strike, and that's why you guys love me. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, you know, here's the thing. Aren't we all broken? Aren't we all messed up a little bit? You love your family because you love your family. You love your friends because of the brokenness, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Adam Whitehead. Hello, Johnny. G'day from Melbourne, Australia. Love your videos. You're on absolute endorphin monster when it comes to chilies. Thank you. Love your chili reviews and the products you produce. You make good, sir. Thank you so much. That is a cool comment. Gonna be countryman soon. I'm moving there. Ethan E-Dog Wenger just consumed 2 drops of Trinidad Scorpion Pepper Hot Sauce, and I feel good. It's awesome. It's a great feeling. It's a very good feeling. Where was I? Okay. Edge Crusher 7866, my son. bought me the Nitro gummy bear. Kind of scared. You know, here's what you need to prepare yourself for. The burn, it's going to burn. It's not going to burn you. You're going to think that's 9 million. It's going to be hot, but it's not going to. You're going to be surprised with how well you do with it. But prepare yourself for this. It tastes like you got just a sticky base and you rolled it around and just got a bunch of nasty flavors from the floor. It's so foul tasting. Ugh, I hated that thing. But tell me how it goes. You might like it. You never know. Stevie Ray 72, sup, bro? I'm from South Carolina. We loud and proud. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Yankee Kyle, Johnny, good evening, my capstation friend. Good to see you. Casey Jones, Scoot Scoot, good to see you. Cynthia Sunquist, hey, love you. I love you too. Thanks for joining me. Boy, I'm trying to go as fast as I can to get everybody, you guys. Austin, Allen, I don't know how you handle the heat. Handle the texture of peppers out of the freezer. Boy, you know what? Texture out of it. They're frozen. Chewing up is great. No problem at all. Because before they get gross, you're tasting pepper and it tastes super. But if you let them thaw all the way out, have you ever been into like a okra and you bite it and you're like, was there snot in there? What was that all about? Well, I mean, sometimes they're not so bad. Other times it's like a little snot pocket. Sorry, but that's very, very similar to what a pepper is. Just, it's gross. Carlito Crush, big fan. Thanks for being here, dude. Appreciate it. I'm going to skip ahead because I'm losing people down below. Trying to work my tolerance. David Kimball, I'm on habanero. Which pepper should we move up to next? I went to ghost pepper. You don't have to eat a whole one. Eat a sliver. They're pretty readily available. Tom Broom in the chat. Tom Broom is like one of my closest friends in the world and probably my best friend. He's just a really great guy and produces some really, you know what, look at this. Oh, what do we got here? What do we got here? Stuff from Tom Broom. We'll try some lemon tincture since we're all here. And Tom, love you, bro. Thanks for joining us. Next, Len, why? Good question. Why can one handle a Reaper sauce, but habaneros feel it is a different heat? It is a different heat. The other thing is this: when you eat habanero sauce, a Reaper. Reaper is 1.5 million. It's a standard line we all say. So if that's 1.5 million, the sauce isn't 1.5 million. The sauce might be 60,000. Really, it isn't going to be that hot as you think. I mean, I can tell you some sauces that you would think are scary hot that their Scoville would surprise you. So if you eat a straight habanero, it's going to affect you more than most Reaper sauces. This is lemon, and man, it is lemony. Plus, habaneros sting. It's like that all over mouth tattoo versus peppers that burn. You know, Hobbs sting. Dollar Silver, I've had almost everything from Blazing Foods, literally, but out of the 6 cheese ball challenge, Solar Flare challenge, and Diablo Pacifier is brutal. 3 hours of, yeah, you know what? 3 hours of calf cramps. That was rough. That's a rough challenge, no lie. AKA Heather Joy. Thank you for joining us. Looking so purty with that bus by you. Benjamin Guy, are we on the bus? Oh, we're on the bus. Make no mistake about it. We are on the bus. You got a great seat, I'm told, by the way. Hang on one second. Yeah, you got a great seat. Uh-oh. Thank you, Tommy. Let's see here. What do you do in 2 bottles of plutonium? I'm only answering that because you donated $5. There is a rumor going around. Thank you, Lifeboat. There's a rumor going around that I'm going to be attempting not a bottle of plutonium, which I have done not once, not twice, but thrice. There's a insidious rumor about that I'm going to be trying to attempt to take down 2 bottles of plutonium. Crazy, isn't it? They ask you to do that? Hi, Jeremy Bell. Thank you, Storytime Bell. Yeah, you guys, you know what? How many times have you ever heard me say hit that like button, you guys? I never do it. I never do it. I will be attempting. It is an attempt because I know I can do one. I will be attempting 2 bottles of plutonium. Don't know when, but you will see it. When that happens, though, I will tell you right now, that's going to be a rough one. And I only know that because I've done it 3 times. That's going to be a bus pass thing. It's not happening for a while. Don't worry about it. My tolerance right now, 1 would kill me right now. But at some point, I will be doing that. System Trend. Thank you for joining us. What's the easiest pepper to grow for a new person, regardless of heat? Man, if I grew, I'd be able to tell you. Sorry, I've never grown. I've been told this. Super hots are far more challenging to grow. All right, like they're finicky. Your jalapenos, your banana peppers, your reapers, your shusitsu, I think those are easier peppers to grow. It is an interesting rumor, Corey. Horrifying, really. Horrifying. Holy Monkey Farms! You gotta be kidding me. Good to see you. December nights, guys, have my 12 and 5-year-old watching with me. You gotta be kidding me. Little riders on the bus are my fave. Make sure they're by the window. Give them a window seat. Thanks for joining us. Glad you guys are here. Yes, Jeremy too. So what is plutonium? AKA Heather Joy asks. Heather, AKA Heather Joy, it's horrific. It is it's an extract made by a company called Ashley Foods. Patrick Wolf, good to see you, bro. I don't know, but hopefully soon for the new challenge. But Ashley Food makes this product called plutonium. But they're the real trailblazers for extract. Like in the industry, they were doing it longer than anybody else. And they made an extract that was 44 Magnum, it's called. It's 4 million Scoville heat units. So I did some of that. I drank a bottle of their 6 million Scoville extract, and then I did the 9. And it's 9 million Scoville. And there are videos, I'm not lying, there are videos where somebody will put a toothpick in it, and it makes them sick. Just throw up just from a toothpick. It's brutal. It comes as a paste. Its stuff is so thick, it's ridiculous. So every time I've done it, I've gotten a bowl of water. The first time, it's really funny, the first time I did it, I had it off to the side and I prepared. I was nervous as could be. I was scared. I was beyond nervous. I was scared to death. I'm almost like I am about these 2 bottles, Tommy. But in the first 34 seconds of the video, of the first one, I say, I'm Johnny Scoville, JC. I have plutonium. It's been heating in boiling water for the last half hour. So it's in a liquid form because it's a solid when it comes to it. But I think it's ready to be, I'm ready to drink it. I'm going to talk for just a minute. We'll do this thing. Who watches the beginning of a YouTube video? Come on. You don't? I don't. Tommy doesn't. Nobody does. I get the report. I see what you guys watch. You watch the middle. You watch the beginning or the end. So everybody skip that. And there are so many people saying, "Oh, you faked it. Stuff is paste. You can't drink that." Please. So the next couple times I did it on camera. See, it's in hot water. I kind of explained it. But this one's going to be really bad. It's super, super, super stupid hot. I promise you, if you gave a bottle of plutonium to your average Chilean, and they used it for food, it would last 20 years. I mean, used it a lot. It would last 20 years. 1 drop would heat a big pot. One drop might be too hot. If you're a non-Chilean, you put 1 drop of that in a pot of chili, you may not like it. It's really, really hot. And it's super expensive, Patrick Wolf. It really is. It's stupid expensive. It's like 100. I'll be honest with you, though. I know David Ashley. And he takes care of me. I called him the first time. I'm like, dude, I'm going to drink a bottle of that plutonium. And the reason I did it was because Jason Riley did it, the Chili Beast. He left it in the bottle in his car in Hawaii. It was all hot. And he drank it. Swooshed it around, gargled it. Oh, just about killed the dude. I knew I was going to do that. The day I started my chai, I knew I was going to do that. And the last time I did it, I gargled it. And it was rough. Ironically, the time before that, the second time I did it, I had a couple drinks before I did it. I really did. No lie. It's the only video I've ever deactivated the comment section because I didn't want to hear about it. I'm not proud of it at all, but look, it is what it is. I'm not a fan of tearing down statues because then after a while you kind of forget that it happened. And I don't want to forget that anything happened. But the third time I did it was my 1-year sobriety from not drinking alcohol. So that was kind of exciting. Hold on, I got to read that name. You're joking me. Philippus Aurelius. Theophastros Bombastus Vonenheim. Dude, that is a handle. I'm so stoked you're here. You got to be kidding me. It's awesome. Johnny, big fan. Is there a way to make it hurt less coming out? Love the hot sauce. My body does it. Dude, I will. Just give me a second to get over the name. Let me try it one more time here. The last part. Theophrastus Bombastus Vonenheim. Well, Vonenhelm. That's a great name. Tolerance, man. It's a tolerance. The higher tolerance gets, that won't bother you anymore. My stomach bothers me a little at the very, very beginning of the season. Towards the end of the season, I can eat embers, you know what I mean? So it just takes time. Great name, though, dude. For real. Texas Hotspot. How's it going, Johnny? Chasey family, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Cannibalistic Wolf. Another great name. You got to be kidding me. Watching the channel with a month of no alcohol under my belt. Hits different. Man, congrats on the no drinking, dude. Honestly, I'm proud of you. It's not an easy thing. I hope you're plugged into the lifeboat. If you aren't, you got to be plugged into the lifeboat. Swear to you it'll help. I'm on it every day. Check it out. Let's see here. Johnny, do you cook your own hot sauce? If so, do you have a recipe video for us? You know what? With David Foy, we own Chase to Eat hot sauce, so we sell a hot sauce. As far as making it in my house, no. I've done it a few times, played around. I'm better in the kitchen with Foy. He's really, really good at that. But Cannibalistic Wolf, super, super proud of you, no joke. Yeah, Tommy owns the lifeboat, the bottle that 1 year anniversary, that plutonium bottle. Tommy bought it for like a couple $100 or something. Thank you, dude. The next Lennon, you're kidding me. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that so much. Johnny, you got to do 1 bite of habanero egg and, yeah, you know what? A hard-boiled egg and something hot. I don't have any eggs in the house. Listen, I don't make that kind of money. I'm a YouTuber. Eggs? You think I got eggs? It's hysterical. Who's got eggs? I got a small loan for a dozen eggs right now. I heard of a friend on the east side who's got some eggs, but it could be just rumor. No, I'm just teasing. That does sound like a good thing. I'm going shopping this weekend, so I'll pick some up for sure. And thank you so much for the donation, Next Lennon, for real. And that was a great idea. I just haven't done it yet. You know what is great, though? I'll tell you what. One of my favorite things to do with a hard-boiled egg, if you haven't done this, Next Lennon, you've got to do it. A hard-boiled egg cut in half with a big, thick slab of a jalapeno. Oh, that is so good. Really, really good. I love that. AKA Heather Joy. My husband makes this sauce he calls Dragon Kiss with dragon's tongue peppers, habaneros, garlic, peaches, and mangoes. It's amazing. I grow peppers in my garden each year. Heather Joy, that's awesome. How cool. I think I'd get along with you and your husband for sure. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. RC here. Hey, Johnny, I ate a jalapeno with my sandwich and didn't feel a thing. My tolerance is growing. In your opinion, what is the next pepper I shoot? Habanero. Go to a habanero next. The reason I say that is it's not that much of a jump. It's a good jump, not that much of a jump, and it's readily available pretty much everywhere. The only issue is this. It's got a very different burn. If you're used to a jalapeno, you've never had a habanero yet, it stings more than it burns. The jalapeno burns. It's spicy. It burns. habaneros stink. It looks like a mouth tattoo. It's crazy. James McEwen, good to see you. Bert Miranda, good to see you. The Boss and the Lifeboat, the two most important channels on YouTube. Dude, thanks for saying that. Heather Joy, the Lifeboat is the real deal. It'll keep you clean and sober. Yeah, you know, if you guys haven't checked this out, I have a, you know, I am what I am. I don't hide from it. You know, it is the, you know, I'm a good guy now. Lifeboat. Hey, stop with that, dude. Not answer that question, man. So I don't know when I'm going to do the lifeboat. I'm going to do it with you, so I don't know when that's going to happen. Man, you got to stop that. What was it? See, I was going to tell you something. That threw me off so bad. I was about to talk about you, you knucklehead. The lifeboat is really important. I spend a lot of, like, I'm a sober guy, man. I'm a sober man. I mean, the only buzz I ever get, you guys all watch, which is Peppers. And that's it. But, you know, there was a day where I was a madman. I was addicted to everything. I was either addicted or abused, everything. I'm not lying. And I'm clean now, and I'm very, very proud of that. In fact, let's see what the sober date is. I don't even know. I have to look, which is cool. It's good that I don't know. But give me just a second, and I'll tell you. It's not on my mind a lot, you know what I mean? Today we are at 3 years, 10 months, and 12, glare is going to make it hard to see, 12 days, or 1,414 days, 100 days shy of how long Mark Pyers has been going live. He's 1,515 days tonight, for those who are counting, because I am. I just have to answer your question because I dig your name so much. We got a question from Philippus Aurelius Theophratus Bombastus Vonheim. Man, Johnny, dude, you're right with them ice cream. Man, it sounds crazy, but it's good. Yeah, you know what? Hot stuff on ice cream is incredible. It'll change you, man. Once you start doing it, you won't have ice cream without it. Love the name. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Travis, what are some pepper festivals in the U.S. that are worth going to? Man, good question. I've had, you know what? I've never been at a show that was a drag. That was like, man, I wish we hadn't done that ever. You know, New York is fantastic. You know, New York is really amazing. Dallas was amazing. I like it hot. Down in Florida was great. The one in New Mexico was awesome. I've been in a bunch in different countries, but the ones I mentioned in the U.S., all worth going for sure. Tommy, listen, stop, dude. I don't know when I'm going to do it, all right? I don't. Listen, if I attempted to right now, I'd die. So stop. Stop. Lifeboat, what? When you want to ask a question, you got to spend some coin? No? No, I'll answer your question without the coin, dude. I don't know when I'm going to, I don't know. It's 2 balls. You can't rush me on this one, dude. You got to let me. Burning Ernie, I watched Lifeboat to help me stop drinking. Amen, man. Thank goodness, man. Me too. Buddha Davis, what did you do, Tommy, bro? He wants to see. He does. You know, I did to Tommy when I was young. I did some terrible things to him. I did. I was rough on Tommy. We were not. This is going to be stuff I'm going to talk about on the bus pass. But when we were little, I'm not going to talk about it now. But when we were young, until I was 17. Till I was 17, he and I were like a cat and a dog. We really were. And then at that point, we became brothers. So we'll talk about that. Charles McClellan has a request. Please come to Largo Pepperfest this coming year. I missed the last time. It was only 2 out of the last 10 years that I didn't go because of work. Oh, no, man. I would love to. I don't know when it is. I had so much fun. I have one of the most memorable things that ever happened at an event happen there. So I'd really like to come back. In fact, I have to come back. Riley Rose is a beautiful little girl. She was 4 years old when, you know, I met her. I've told the story before, but it's worth telling again because it's so cute. By the way, somebody asked me what my favorite watch is. I really love Rolex a lot. This is an Omega that I really dig a lot. It's an Omega Constellation. But anyway, I'm in the I Like It Hot Festival, and there's a dude there holding this little girl's hand. I hadn't met her yet. Little 4-year-old girl, cutest little thing you ever saw, in a little dress. And she was looking at me, and I swear to you, her eyes were they were just bulging out of her head, cartoon style. Like, she was looking at me like she had seen a ghost. And he goes, this is Riley Rose, Johnny. And I said, hi, Riley Rose. And he goes, don't mind her. He goes, she's been watching you every day since she came online. I looked at him. He goes, she became aware every day since she's been aware as a being. She's listened to you every day of her life. She's 4 years old, so she's here meeting you. I was like, hi, Riley Rose. And she was just like, so I squatted down. She came over and gave me a hug. I gave her a big hug. It was just one of the coolest things. So I've got to go back because that was years ago. You know what I mean? And she'll be a much bigger girl, and it'll still be super, super cool. So I definitely want to come back and do that again. Gigi! Gigi! Been watching you for a while now. Love your content. Keep it up. Thank you for saying that, Gigi. I like saying Gigi. I was thinking of the movie it reminds me of. I know Tommy is. But. Nona Dobbs, would you ever try growing peppers? Nona Dobbs, I'm moving to Australia, hopefully soon. And yes, we will be growing peppers for sure. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak is Tommy's favorite watch. It's a house, though. It's like buying a house. A big, big, expensive house. Keith, Lego. I've been thinking about buying one of Tommy's watches. You know what? I got to tell you something. You brought it up. I'm not going to go as long as I went last night, you guys, but since we're talking watches, this is the Omega Constellation. They call it a Connie Pie Pan. Crosshair dial, pie pan crosshair in 18 karat gold. And look how the shape it's in is stunning. You have to understand that this was made the same year I was born. This is my birth watch. And Tommy gave me a 66. So and it keeps absolutely perfect time. But there's something very, very cool about having a birth watch. A watch that from the year you were born. If you're 5 years old, you're a 5-year-old kid. Anything when you're 5 years old is cool. So a birth watch when you're 5 is very cool. But when you're 30, you're like, geez, this thing's been around as long as I have. You get to be my age. It's a really cool thing. So if you got somebody who's interested in a cool watch, go to the description box. It's not in it now, but it will be because I have to put it in. But it's for his eBay and his Etsy. And you can see what you find out. You get the year of somebody. Tom, you got watches from 73? Sure, he's got watches from 73. You're talking to the right guy. Yeah, and his email address. Tommy, throw it in there. Throw your email in the comment. He has 24 birth watches. Very, very cool. Christopher Allen, I'm growing red and chocolate primatali peppers with some new pepper in me called MRM. Cross with a 7 brown peachy. Wow. That's interesting. Well, you're going to be happy with it. Well, I know you know the primatalis. Anybody who's eaten the primatalis will tell you it's just the hottest pepper. It really, really is. Adam Whitehead. Johnny, what's the one pepper that's taken you up to a Johnny Scoville level 10? Nothing since I was... Nothing in the last 15 or 20 years. Even if I, like, here's the thing. Even if I didn't eat a pepper at all for 2 months and ate a primatali, you have to understand, there's nothing that I can ingest that's going to get me to a 10 with pain. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I can eat a lot of things, but one pepper is not going to happen. Like I had the last challenge I did where I ate 18 chocolate primatalis. I was unbelievable the pain that I was in that time. But you have to understand, I ate 18 chocolate primatalis. You know what I mean? Listen. nothing would be cooler, Adam, in the world than for somebody to create a pepper that's that hot. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? God, that'd be great. Chest Rockwell, hey man, I'm late, but I'm here. We've been waiting for you. It's funny, earlier in the chat, there was like at least, what was it, 3 or 4 guys? How many people said it? 3 or 4 people said, when is Rockwell going to get here? I mean, give me a break. What's going on? I'm like, dude, he'll be here, I promise you. So we appreciate it. Thanks for catching up. There's Tommy's email, sober@my.yahoo. Nona's waiting for the hybrid pepper I grow that knocks everybody's socks off. No, do you want to hear something funny? I'll let you on something. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. I don't know if I have. I probably did at some point. I'm going to be with Bree. I'm moving to Australia. When I die, and this is morbid, but this is kind of how I think. When I die, but by that time, we're going to grow every year, all right? And I'm going to have my 10 favorite peppers, all right? My 10 favorite pods, ranging from mild to stupid hot. When I die, I'm going to be cremated, all right? And she's going to grow some peppers in my ashes, with my ashes as part of the fertilizer. And we're going to create Johnny Scoville soul peppers. And I'm not joking about this. I'm serious as a heart attack. For real. And, it's going to be fun. So I'm not going to create my own pepper, but there will at some point, hopefully, long down the road, there'll be some Johnny Scoville soul peppers. But I mean, long down the road. Keith Lego, Johnny Jr. is great. I was supposed to talk to him tonight, but I probably won't tonight. Today is my daughter's birthday. My daughter, I'm more proud of my daughter. You guys, she's amazing. She's 21 years old today. She's going through a lot. She got a full 4-year ride for diving and hurt her back. Had surgery a week ago, and her diving days are done. That's a heavy thing for a young woman to go through when her identity's been diving for years. But she's brilliant. She's in pre-med. She's so much smarter than her dumb old man. So she's gonna, she's just a beast. She's very, very much like me. She's gonna find something intact. She's gonna, she wants to be it's funny, when she was originally a swimmer, and she says to me, I want to quit swimming and be a diver. Well, quit anything. That's, dirty word, quit. Why do you want to quit swimming? And she says, because I'll never get hurt swimming. Swear to God, that's what she said. There was no danger in it. There was danger in diving. That's why she loved it. So she wants to be a trauma surgeon. I said, why do you want to be a trauma surgeon? She goes, because the adrenaline will be amazing. I swear that's what she said. It's crazy. Yeah, Chest, I thought it was a great idea. Soul peppers. Keep talking about surströmming tacos and your pepper will come out next year. So I didn't think we were doing surströmming tacos, Tommy. We talked about doing surströmming and Vegemite tacos. Get tacos, put some surströmming in the middle, squirt some Vegemite on there. But if I'm doing 2 of those, I think I just should drink them. Because here's the deal, I've done it before. I got to drink them, and I mean both quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to die. Chess Rockwell, congrats. I wish your daughter the best, good health, and all that life has to give her. Thank you. Peace. Yeah, she's great. Listen, I asked her, she's okay. She's great. She has my outlook on life, for real. Daughter Scoville is just like me as far as how she sees things. And her attitude, and she's not a negative person, and she's very positive, and so she's great. Loops well, good to see you again. Variety grown last year, Trinidad Scorpion Purple, crossed with Butch Tea Chocolate. Grew best out of the 5 super hot varieties. Boy, that's a monster too. Trinidad Scorpion Purple. That's some exotic stuff right there, crossed with chocolate Butch Tea. Jason Ackerman, Johnny, I finally caught it live. Chest, Chest, Rocco, what were we just saying about Jackson Ackerman or Jason Ackerman? What were we saying? When is he going to be here? We were just talking about you, Jason. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining us, man. We've been waiting for you. Nona Dobbs. Scuba diving is one of the greatest experiences everyone should add to their bucket list. Yeah, you know, I've done it in a pool. Tommy and I have done it in a pool. We had a pool that had a liner, and it would leak periodically. You have to go into a pool with scuba on with a squirt bottle with ink in it, ink dye. And you swim along the edge, and wherever there was a hole, it would suck the dye in, and you'd find out where the hole was. I don't really have a desire to do it in an ocean. Don't really want to. I'm good. I'm all set. I mean, I don't mind swimming. I'm a great, very proficient swimmer. I've surfed for years, but as far as like, I'd have gills if I was supposed to be under there that long. You know, I can hold my breath for a couple minutes, but I don't know. They say it's a very similar sensation to skydiving. I'll jump out of a plane. Way more fun. I'm not knocking it. I just don't think I'd want to do it, you know. Did Daughter Scoble see the love on the video earlier? You know, it's really funny. It's a Bert Miranda. Thank you for asking. It was a very busy day for her. I don't know. I told her it was going to happen. I sent her the link, so I know she will. I don't know, but I will let you know. She's a doll. I'm so proud of her. And by the way, she's getting like a 3.8 grade point average in pre-med. She's just amazing. Yeah, Tommy's going to eat some tacos with me. Tommy, can I tell you something? I'm going to put Tommy on the spot. I said I would do too, but you know what? Tommy said he would do one. I don't mean a taco. He would drink a bottle. I swear he said it. Call him out. He won't lie to you. Sharks don't skydive. That's great. Oh, that's funny. The very first time I skydived was not the first time I did it for the show here. I did it for the show here in Colorado like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. I jumped out of a plane with 3 peppers. Tommy and I jumped out of a plane. How many years ago was that, Tommy? Do you have an idea? We worked for a place, and we had a guy that worked for us named Pete. And it's a funny story. I'll make it quick, and then I'll get to some more questions, and we'll wrap it up. But this is a good story. So I'm in my office. It's a funny story. If I go in real detail, it'll be crazy. But Tommy and I worked at a modeling agency. I swear it's a true story. I've told this story before. But we worked at a modeling agency. I'm in my office one day, I'm sitting down with a model, or I'm sitting down, I'm waiting for a model. She walks in, and let me know how old I am. It was a VCR. She threw it in the thing, push play. I look up. This girl's like 4 feet tall. I look up, and there she is in an airplane. I'm looking at a big screen TV in the office. I'm looking at it. She jumps out of the airplane. I'm like, oh my God. Her name was Christy. I remember that. Remember that, Tommy? Oh, wow, that's crazy. I said, I can't believe you did that. She goes, would you do that? I was, sure. Of course I would. She was good. My dad owns the jump site. You can jump Saturday. I swear that's how it happened. I was like, fine. So I got the phone. Tommy's in the next office over. I hit the intercom. I said, Tommy, what are you doing Saturday? He goes, nothing. I said, you want to jump out of an airplane? He goes, sure. I hit the phone. I call it Pete, who's in the office there. I said, Pete, Tommy and I are jumping out of a plane Saturday. You want to go? Took a second to kind of, he's like, I don't think so. I'm like, dude, trust me. And I said, Christy's dad owns the jump site. We're going to have a ball. He goes, okay. So the 3 of us, he had a Mustang. We drive down. It was in Beeville, Texas. We drive down to Beeville, Texas. And because we were jumping with the guy who owned the site was doing it for us, they allowed us to crash there the night before. So we were going to sleep in the hangar, spend the night there. So we were there the night before, kind of just hanging out. We get there, and Tommy and I and Pete walk in, and there's a movie. We're watching these guys watch a movie, and we're behind them. Big screen TV, there's like 8 guys. They're watching a show, and apparently it's been on for a while. And as we walk in, one of the guys says, hey, man, is there skydiving in this movie or what? And one of the guys goes, no. He goes, well, why are we watching it then? That's how these guys were. So they turned it off and put some skydive videos on. So we're sitting here hanging out with the guys and everything. The next morning, we get up, and oh, pardon me, excuse me, no. As we're pulling into the site, it's still daylight. We're pulling in, and the guy that owns the jump site comes out as a plane is taxiing up, a little blue Cessna 185. and it's sputtering like a Briggs and Stratton lawnmower that you had to pull start. I kid you not. It's sputtering and hacking like it's got asthma. And it comes up and stops, and the propeller stops. He gets out, and he looks and he goes, man, I'm not getting in that plane again. I swear it's a true story. The guy asked Tommy. True story. He goes, I'm not getting in that plane again until you fix it. You hear me? I'm done with it. He turns and walks off. I said, what was that? Tommy and I go like, what was that all about? He goes, that's a plane you're jumping out of tomorrow. I said, no, I'm not. He goes, he does that every week. He's fine. That's how it started. So we go inside the hangar. We're hanging out there, and we're watching movies and stuff. And the next morning, and it's an all-day class. It's like 8 hours of classes. And really, most of what they teach is very little of what they teach you. A lot of it is just how to deal with what's happening, because you're doing some stuff that we were never intended to do. And there's a lot going on, and they kind of coach you on that. And there's a few different things you've got to do. There's a couple ways you do. You can do a tandem jump, which is what you've seen me do, right? You've seen me do that a few times. Well, Tommy and I did something called the accelerated free fall, where nobody's attached to you. The three of you jump out together. There, you have a little, they call it a wing or a loop or something on your leg, and your arm, little loops, and they hang on to you, and you're falling, and you got to do a series of things that let them know that you know what you're doing. You do all that. So it was really a funny thing. So before we jumped, it was me, Tommy, and Pete. We were going to draw straws to see who went first. I wanted to go first so bad because I didn't want the stress of watching somebody do it, and then I had to. I wanted to be the first, just get it out of the way. And I drew first, the smallest straw, so I got to go first. So before we go up, they were talking to us, and they said, when you get to the altitude, look for the USS Enterprise and the Hourglass. And that's how you're going to find your bearings. Between the two of them is the drops. That's where you'll see an arrow on the ground. That's going to be pointing, telling you which way to steer your canopy. The arrow, I'm not lying about this, the arrow was like a 30-foot wooden arrow on a big metal spindle with a point on one end, and dude on the back end, running back and forth, looking up at the sky, going like this, making sure that you're always pointing in the right direction, running around on the ground. This is like before they had, I'm serious, like Stone Age stuff. So I get up to altitude, we jump, and at 5,000 feet, they leave. And, they let go of you, and you're on your own. You got to pull your own canopy. But when we leave the plane, I look down, and the first thing I see are these two main roads that go like this and cross over like that and keep going, and it forms a perfect hourglass. I'm like, oh, here's the hourglass. And then there's a big, giant church to the side, and it's got a big, round sanctuary with two big parking lots, and it looks exactly like the SS Enterprise. And I'm giggling to myself, going 125 miles an hour, howling with laughter because I'm seeing all the stuff they told me about. And then I see the arrow. So they dropped me, everything was fine. When they dropped Tommy, and by the way, you have the ripcord, if you drop it, they charge you an additional $20. So you pull it out, you unzip your flight thing, you stick it in there, you zip it up, and then you grab your harness and you do your thing. When they dropped Tommy, the wind was so bad, they should have got shut down for letting him drop. They dropped me directly over the drop zone. You hear the plane cut the engine. Slows down, and you see these little specks come out of the plane. Then that plane picks up and takes off again. But it slows down. You can hear the engine stall. They dropped Tommy, this is a true story, 13 miles down that way. I'm not even joking you. Jumped at 13,000 feet, and they dropped, or 15,000 feet, and they dropped him almost 13 miles away. And they said, we're going to crab in. We're like, I don't know that you should be jumping. That sounds like a bad idea. I mean, the wind it was howling. And when they dropped, everybody on the ground could look straight up and see it happen. When they dropped Tommy, I couldn't even really see the plane. Certainly couldn't hear the engines cut. Couldn't hear a thing. And they tracked in, like from the wind. And they still managed to land fairly close to the center, but it was crazy. It was a fun story. That was my first skydive story. Was it 11 miles? Or was it 11 miles? The wind was like, I remember they were like, I can't remember the guy's name. You probably remember his name. I remember them saying, we really shouldn't be jumping. And they did anyway. But listen, when I go to Australia, they're at sea level. Or every time I've jumped at altitude already. That's crab is this way. You're like a crab. Think of a crab with all four legs. They crab in. They call it crabbing. They just crabbed in. They just let the wind take them, and they were almost like, you know what? The wind was going so hard that day. In essence, they were almost like wingsuiting it without the wingsuit. Kinda. I mean, it was hauling. It was nuts. Tommy, that's why you should never let Johnny plan the events on trips. Drew V. Dude, I've had some great road trips with Tommy. Some stellar ones. We had one where we drove, I'm going to wrap it up in about a minute. We had one where we drove from Boston to Texas. You ever see Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? They could have made a movie just about from Boston to Texas. That could have been a full feature movie. I'm not even joking. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I love all of you. Thank you so much. I thought the wind was bad. It was in the next town. We broke the law. You know what, though? I'm not lying about that. The pilot guy of the plane was angry and not faking it. Maybe it was a setup, but he looked serious. He's like, man, I'm not getting that plane again until you fix it. It's a true story. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up. I love you guys a lot. Thank you for hanging out with me. Tomorrow, I will be back. Do you guys want to do this again tomorrow? This is 2 days in a row. It could become a habit. Anything you do on YouTube now, anything you do for 3 days in a row is a habit. So the wind couldn't be over 18. They dropped him at 30. Yikes. I got a funny bungee jumping story. I'll never do that again either. I'm way more scared of bungee jumping than skydiving, for the record. All right, Zippo, man, Zippo, save the night. Let's do it. And look at this. Volkstoy King says yes. So Charlie says yes. Chester Rockwell, thank you very much. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Buddy, thank you so much. Chad Matthews, thank you. Loopswell, thank you so much. Yeah, I will have peppers, and we will do a live review tomorrow night. Mr. Wolf, thank you so much. Email me at chasey@gmail.com after the video. I'm going to email you back. Rodrigo Fernandez Bahamondes, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Dion Russell, thank you for sticking with us, man. Bert Miranda, as always, much love. So whose idea was the stroming? Saw the video with Big Al. I had already done some stroming before those guys, so that was me tricking Big Al. That was all me. Chad Matthews, good to see you. Lava Drop Chug Challenge? No, but Chad will do something fun. Fresh Pods tomorrow. Buddha, get a job, says the lifeboat. Buddha Davis, much love, Bus. Enjoy your night, peeps. Adam Whitehead, hey, Johnny, do you hear from Big O? You know, it's so funny you say that. I was almost going to call him today because I haven't talked to the guy in 2 months, but he's moved away. He's just a busy dude. I have not talked to him, but hopefully he's doing well. Peace and love to all, says Chest. Yankee Kyle, good evening, Johnny. I've been door dashing all night. Been a crazy snowstorm. Drive safely, Buddha Davis. Please do that. RS, we'll be back. Thank you. Heather, Joy, you rock. Thank you so much. Charlie, love you, dude. Tom Broom, Fresh Pods. Wonder where they came from. Tom Broom, you rock. All right, guys, it's 10 o'clock my time. Big Al is a beast, Bert. Hey, now that he's not going to watch this, there's no way he'll log on to a video I made and watch an hour. So in the last 30 seconds, let me tell you the truth about Big Al. I've been tricking him all along. I really haven't. I did trick him every time when it came to the fish and the surströmming and the rotten shark and the rotten tofu. I always tricked Big Al then. But I never really tricked him with hot stuff. You know, once we ate a pepper, and then after he ate it, I got a text from the grower who said it's a 7-pot. I'm like, my bad, but I didn't do it on purpose. Anyway, see, can you guys see how a 26-hour marathon live streams happen? For real. It's how it happens. I wonder if I could ever do one of those again. Oh, you know what? I just had such a good idea. Hang on just a minute, you guys. Some people logged off. This is like when you leave a concert and they come back and do an encore. There are people that laughed, like, oh no.
Mellow.
Tommy,
Hey.
listen.
Yeah.
Let's do a 25-hour live stream.
We're
Listen,
doing
I don't know, but I've done like 5 25-hour live streams. I think I even did a 26-hour. Buy my onesie, dude. If I can handle it with one, two of us can knock it out of the park. We'll play off each other, riff back and forth for a solid 25 hours. You want to do it? You want to do it? I think we're going to do it. All right. Listen. And listen, you know I won't burn you. I'll talk to you later. I'll call you back. I talked to him. He was pretty amicable about it. That was pretty good. He's going to do it. You know how much fun that would be? 25 hours straight with Tommy? I'll laugh at him the whole time. You know how many times I'll burn him? It's not like Big Al. I will set out to burn him. We'll have a burn factor, like a burn count. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I love you guys a lot. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Be here tomorrow night. We'll do it again. In the description box, all the normal stuff. But, man, I thank you guys for being here, all of you. Don't forget, what is today? Wednesday? Don't forget, Friday, we're going to be doing the second installment of How in the World Did I Get Here?